In today's video, I want to go over the revelation of an absolutely sick new Souls-like game. Yes, it's another Souls-like game, but this is one to definitely have your eyes on. It's Mortal Shell, and this game is shaping up very, very nicely. Also, we've got the survival adventure title in Windbound. That's storming onto the PS4 on August 28th, and The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 is going to be coming a lot sooner than I had initially anticipated. It'll be dropping on the PS4 this year, and it will be coming to Nintendo Switch and PC in early 2021. But first of all, let's talk all about Mortal Shell, a ruthless and deep action RPG that tests your sanity and resilience in a shattered world. Your adversaries spare no mercy, with survival demanding superior awareness, precision, and instincts. Possess lost warriors, track down hidden sanctums of the devout, and face formidable foes. Right away when we saw this reveal trailer, the game looks stunning. Obviously, there's gonna be the direct comparisons made to Dark Souls because it does have more of a dark look to it, but let's even stop talking about the comparisons. Mortal Shell in itself is a ruthless and deep action RPG that tests your sanity and resilience in a shattered world. As the remains of humanity wither and rot, zealous foes fester in the ruins. They spare no mercy, with survival demanding superior awareness, precision, and instincts. Track down hidden sanctums of devout followers and discover your true purpose. Possess lost warriors. The dead litter this tattered landscape, but not all are without hope. The lost remains of defeated warriors are there for you to discover. Awaken these mortal shells, you get it, the name of the game, occupy their bodies, and significantly open your understanding to diverse masteries of combat. Face haunting foes as well. Your path is guarded by desperate adversaries devoted to an inscrutable gods. Behold creatures both pitiable and grotesque, but do not let fear halt your journey. Muster your courage and face them down. And iron sharpens iron. Combat is strategic and deliberate. You must commit your sword only when an opportunity opens. Calculate your parries to unleash devastating counterblows. Temporarily entomb your mortal shell in stone to block attacks, or play aggressively and use your stone form to add brutal weight to your own sword swings. Again, visually, the game looks absolutely stunning, and I know that there's going to be the direct comparisons made to Souls, but guess what? The Souls-like type of gameplay is just something that is going to be a new genre, so to speak, in gaming, and this is one that a lot of people are super, super excited by. Now, it is being done by a new studio, so don't expect something where you can look at the track record of the studio or anything like that. But it is being described as an uncompromising, authentic, and hauntingly beautiful action RPG, and it sounds like the combat will be just as methodical and calculating as we've seen in other challenging action-oriented titles. Developer Cold Symmetry and publisher PlayStack says Mortal Shell is slated for a Q3 2020 launch, so it won't be long until we can actually play the game, and it is coming to the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and also will be released on PC. The game is shaping up quite nicely, and this is one I definitely want you guys to have your eyes on. This might be one of the sleeper hits of 2020, and I think if the game progresses along nicely, it's not going to be a sleeper. At some point, just everybody is going to be talking about it, and it really does have the potential to be a major 2020 title. Alright, next up, we also had the revelation of Windbound. That's coming to the PlayStation 4 on August 28th. This is coming from co-founder Mitch Clifford of 5 Live Studios, and he made a PlayStation blog post noting, after years of quietly toiling away, 5 Live Studios excited to emerge from the shadows and reveal our latest creation. One we had completed the rain-slick neon streets of our debut title in Satellite Rain. We turned our attention to the beauty of nature and set sail on our next adventure in Windbound. If you guys didn't play Satellite Rain, that was a pretty cool little title, and again, being that it was their debut title, the fact that they were able to deliver something quite good in a cyberpunk strategy action title, I think this is going to shape up very, very nicely. Windbound, on the other hand, is a very different game. It takes place on a long-forgotten archipelago, once home to an ancient civilization. The game begins shortly after Kara, our protagonist, is separated from her fleet during a fierce and mysterious storm. Awakening on the shore of a strange island, the player's initial motivations are purely survival-focused, with the goal of simply returning to their tribe. However, with the storm seemingly surrounding the whole area, it's immediately apparent that there's something unusual about these islands, with strange structures and monuments left behind by a long-gone people. As players progress through the world, they'll uncover the history of the ancient people, their relationship with the sea, and the mysterious sea creatures that still swim beneath the waves. Survival will be their initial focus, but the world is also rich with materials that they can use to craft items to make their journey easier. Critical to success is building seafaring vessels, starting with simple grass canoes and escalating to large multi-hull boats with number of sails. Players will learn to harness the power of the seemingly never-ending wind to traverse uncharted waters, but the seas are not always going to be friendly to you, and the player is certainly not not alone in the water. Throughout the adventure, players will travel to unique islands featuring a cornucopia of flora and fauna in varied environments. Truly, no two adventures will ever be the same in the game, with the archipelagos procedurally generated every time a new adventure begins. Each environment has different resources available, from wild berries to unknown beasts. To truly prosper players, you'll need to craft new weapons and develop new strategies to neutralize natural threats. You'll also explore the scattered ruins and artifacts, unlock pieces of the island's past, and uncover Kara's connection to it. Unravel the mystery that enshrouds the islands, and you may find your way back home. Again, Windbound is coming to the PS4, and it will be dropping August 28th. And again, from a visual standpoint, man, this game has a stunning visual style, very reminiscent to a game like Zelda Wind Waker or a game like Rime that was released a few years ago, I believe. Windbound definitely harkens back to games like that, and given that Satellite Rain was a specific and very I should just say specific style of gameplay and presentation, the fact that they're doing something so different with Windbound is rather endearing. I'm always a big fan of development studios. Even if they created a successful game, go back to the drawing board, try something completely new, because that is ultimately how you're going to grow as a studio as well. When you do a quality cyberpunk title that's strategy and action focused, then you do this Windbound game that does have more of a focus on exploration in a completely different setting, I think that is what's going to propel you as one of the better studios in all of gaming, and that's going to make your forthcoming games even better. That's just my 2 cents. Obviously, if a studio wants to stick to their bread and butter, that's fine, but that's why I respect studios like Guerrilla Games a lot when they do a Killzone and then they completely change the script and they'll do a Horizon Zero Dawn. That's just very endearing to see, and I think it's something that's super respectable, and I think with 5 Live Studios, I can give them that credit as well. Alright, and lastly, I do want to note that The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4 has been announced for North America. Very surprised by this, because I knew that Cold Steel 4 was going to come to North America at some point. However, I did not expect it to make this quick of a turnaround, given the fact that Trails of Cold Steel 3 just came out at the end of 2020, I should say 2019. The fact we're getting Trails of Cold Steel 4 at the end of 2020, that is remarkable, because the translation process for Trails of Cold Steel 4 is going to be pretty hefty, given that there is so much dialogue to the game, and I thought it would take another year or two. But nonetheless, this is super exciting. I've talked about Trails of Cold Steel for a long time on this channel, and I'll be redundant again, it is a phenomenal set of JRPGs. Probably not the JRPGs I would recommend to get into the genre. I would recommend something along the lines of a Valkyria Chronicles, a Final Fantasy. This one does have a lot of Japanese tropes. However, I'll also offer you the fact, character development and storytelling in Trails of Cold Steel, some of the best that you're going to see out of a video game. Now, you also have to ascertain the fact, okay, Trails of Cold Steel, 4 games, and you're talking about 60 to 80 hour experiences in each one of them, unless you really rush through. And they do offer a boost movement speed little gimmick that does make you, give you the ability to go through the games a lot quicker. But nonetheless, if you really take your time, you can spend well over 100 hours in each game, and the storytelling is brilliant. Trails of Cold Steel 3 was awesome. I really can't talk about the story because this is, of course, the conclusion to the franchise, and I should say the conclusion to Trails of Cold Steel. Legend of Heroes as a whole is going to continue on, but yeah, the games are very much connected, and you want to start off with Trails of Cold Steel 1, which is available on the PS4, Trails of Cold Steel 2 out as well, and Trails of Cold Steel 3 just came out, and it's regularly been going on sale recently, so I'd highly recommend that. The games usually do come with a, a quick recap video, so if you do want to jump into one of those games, I guess it's an option. Would highly recommend against that. I would say play these games. They're brilliant JRPGs. The story, the characters, you really get attached to them after a while, and if you do pick the game up, you'll get the Frontline Edition, which includes the game, the Black Records, Echoes of Erebonia, and then a reverse cover sheet as well, so very nice of them to do that as well. The Nintendo Switch and PC versions of the game will be coming as well. That'll be happening in early 2021. Cool of them to announce that right out of the gate, because Cold Steel 3 was announced as a PS4 exclusive, and then ultimately, after its release, it was announced that it would be coming to Nintendo Switch and PC as well, so it's good to see that they got that announcement right out of the gate, but very much excited for that. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, some new compelling game announcements here. Mortal Shell is going to be something I think a lot of people are going to be all over. Let's hope the game delivers. Windbound looks awesome, and then The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel 4, that's something that I am inherently going to be very excited about, and if you guys have played the previous games, it's great to see that we're going to get a quick turnaround on this. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.